Hi, I am here to talk about my first reaction to the Stinky Cheese Man and other fairly stupid tales. So when I initially read this, I thought it was a really unique spin on the fairy tales, a very dark spin. So it's basically fairy tales with kind of some different endings, some not so happy endings, a little silly endings. The beginning of the book was really kind of different. We kind of began with a story before you got to the title page, and then the title page was huge right in the middle of the story, and then it went into an introduction that told you kind of how different this is going to be, and that most of this was going to be really silly and stupid. So I thought that was kind of a funny way to introduce it. And then it started telling us a story, and in the middle of the first story is the table of contents. So it was kind of a funny, unique way to add that in. So one of the unique things about the book as a whole is the text in it is all kind of blocky, choppy letters, different sizes of font, different way it's presented. Some of it's upside down, some of it kind of looks like torn out from a different book. Some of it's really big, like feeling like it's shouting at you. And then some of it is smaller. And then there's even one story where it goes from really big to really small at the bottom. So it's kind of hard to read when you get down there. But all of the stories, they're fairly short. They're all like 1, 2, maybe 3 pages. And the accompanying illustrations are also very interesting, I should say. They're very dark. Not a lot of color. The colors they do use are very muted, very green, brown, black, little bit of grays in there. Characters are really kind of bizarre looking, not your typical looking characters. One thing I noticed is a lot of them had teeth, and I thought that was kind of strange for some of the animals, like a duck had teeth. All of them have their mouths open with those teeth showing, so I thought it was a very kind of scary image, you might say. It's narrated by Jack, and Jack is constantly like piping in during the stories and telling you how stupid they are or how unbelievable that they could write a story so stupid. So I thought that was kind of funny and humorous, but very dark still. So overall, my impressions, I mean, it was an interesting book. I think with older audiences, some older kids, would really enjoy it and think it's funny and like that, spin on the fairy tale. But like younger kids, I think might be a little scared by it. Just a little bit by some of the imagery and the stories, the way that they're told, and they're not very light or fluffy at all. But overall, so that's my first reactions and impressions to the Stinky Cheese Man and Fairly Stupid Tales. All right, thank you.